So, previously on Raiders of Novus, having come down to the pit and making your way through the first zone, defeating the Watcher, giving Arendor Voss a send-off, heading your way, making your way through the various trials and puzzles that were within the first zone, passing by the Red Eye Monolith and the Degnared elevator, and eventually plunging yourself into the Seeing Pool, heading further and deeper into the pit, being fully submerged, Brazier and Xander inside of the bag of holding, everyone else having water breathing cast on them by Clovis. After swimming through the pool for at least 30 seconds or so, it being cold and smooth as you glide through it, and as you're looking for the entrance, you swear you hear the sound of a heartbeat being thrust through the water in your direction. It's tough to see anything through the darkened liquid, but your focus was primarily on finding a spot to come up for air. Tendrils of underwater plant growth reaching up from the depths in an ominous way, and from within those tendrils comes the sight you last saw, and also perhaps the source of this heartbeat, a large 8-tentacled creature floating in your direction. Each tentacle having about 8 to 10 suction cups, each suction cup being about the size of your hand. It doesn't reach out to grasp towards you, but it just floats in the space near you. You see little bubbles coming out of each tentacle, and then that boom, boom, heartbeat sound. And then everyone hears a voice in their heads. Little humanoids that can survive in the flow. Have you arrived to barter your trinkets with us? Or do you travel to offer your lives to the Reverberator? What do you all do?
Pardon?
Yeah, we're here to barter or bargain.
I said pardon. I'm so
Oh.
confused.
We're in
Did
the
you not-
bag, so we don't even see what happens.
Yeah, no.
That's
true.
fair. You just hear a deep voice in your head.
Actually, they don't. They're in a pocket dimension. They're not hearing anything. So on this, it's just Clovis and
So we're
Darrow
still
because
playing cards.
We are just trying to safely pass through. We did not mean to step on your territory or swim into your territory.
You were gonna say toes, right?
Nope. But if we need a sacrifice, take the no.
You barely hear the sound of splashes from echoing from the distance, as water does carry sound in a particular way. Looking off towards the very faint red glow that you left behind of the Red Eye Monolith, there are a couple of what look to be figures or shapes that have either fallen into or jumped into the water, and the bit of red light that pierces the surface and goes down into the depths, you see these figures as they hit the water dematerialize and disintegrate into nothing. At least that's what it looks like from this distance. So you aren't like others that would traverse these waters. This is our home, and you are trespassers. Who
be
are
fair.
you?
There weren't any signs saying we couldn't come in.
I am Darrow Lightbringer, and we are just trying to pass through. We were told this was where we needed to go to safely pass and go deeper into the pit. We did not know that this was a home to any being.
The giant eyeballs on the either side of this huge head kind of curve over in the direction of Clovis, who said, to be fair, there weren't any signs. Well, consider this your sign.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's a pretty good sign, yeah.
Why do you wish to delve deeper into the pit?
We have to take care of an issue. Plain and simple. He is threatening everything.
He has always threatened everything. He has always been. And I believe always will be. You've
Okay.
told me your name, but you haven't told me why you really want to be here. You're calling him an issue, a little issue.
Oh,
And I
that's
find
far from a little issue, I feel.
I'm not trying to downplay
No, you shouldn't.
it at all. I'm just trying to be matter of the fact that we have an issue, and that's with him, and we're here to take care of it. That's just what it is. If he's a problem again tomorrow, then someone else will come and take care of it. But right now, we are the people who can do something, so we're doing something.
you're the first in a long time. I would like Darrow to make a persuasion check.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Do I have? I don't have.
Ah.
Clovis is gonna get you guys killed. He's like, there's no can't enter sign outside the door.
I finally get to flex my persuasion with a +8, and I roll a nat 1.
But Jason,
Yeah.
if there's no sign saying you can't enter the property, usually you're allowed to if you need to.
I don't have
The
anything to.
Tentacles
roll
kind
as
of
well.
come up towards where the party is, and you see a few of them, not like in necessarily an aggressive stance, kind of more of a prepared stance, and kind of do like as though arms are coming out and kind of encapsulating the group in this like bubble. There's no bubble that forms, but it's like a circular motion that the
Yeah.
appendages make around the group. You don't smell dangerous. Why should I believe you? You're one of only a few that have made it this far to begin with.
Well, we are often underestimated, and yet we're still standing. And those who've underestimated us are dead. And not to mention, I would say there's a few of us who've been brought back from the dead, so that means we're not done.
What assurances do I have that you aren't here to set him free?
We don't actually want to die and like stay dead.
There are others who have come to do just as you claim to not want to do.
What can we do to assure your belief in us?
Come with me to my home and share a meal and tell me of your story.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Please, thank you.
Okay.
It's that
Okay.
kind of night.
Do you need a
Okay.
new set of dice? Like,
Yeah, he's rolling how I feel. So, yeah.
The fact that it was 19 and then it I know it's my computer screen, but it's still just hit the end of my frame and roll 201.
Do you need a bigger monitor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 net ones. I can't believe it. Okay. Well, I believe you.
All right. If you believe him, we'll go.
My one question is, we do to not play tricks on you. We have 2 friends in a bag of holding of sorts to protect them. They're in there. We're not. I don't want to surprise you or trick you. There's limited oxygen in there, so I just want to be upfront.
Let them out as a sign of trust. I'll assure they don't drown.
Okay, I'm sure they're gonna love this. I'm gonna open the bag.
You guys are
put my
playing
head-
cards. Just
put my head through and just water's coming through. Hey guys, don't freak out. But
I
I'm
mean, that's
pretty
kind of
sure-
what in the world?
I'm sure there's
Cards are getting wet.
There's an abyssal horror.
Oh.
God.
That's a
me.
really good point that you just made that I'm so interrupting you for, and I apologize. I guess maybe we won't necessarily deal with it. This creature is speaking in Primordial. Does Darrow speak Primordial?
No.
So it's so this whole conversation.
I've been just translating.
Clovis
Okay,
does.
all right. So Clovis has been translating. Okay.
Yeah. Just...
And he's a primordial of sorts, from what I've gathered.
I mean, you
Just
don't need to be
whatever
primordial
you
to
do,
be
don't
primordial.
freak out. We're going to his house to have a nice dinner. I heard there's wine, and to prove that we're not here to do evil things. So don't do evil things, and I'll. Oh, also, there's a lot of water.
Bag gets filled up.
I mean,
Okay.
hard to not
Okay.
have all that pressure just pouring into the bag of holding, but okay.
Hey,
How long
That's why I said
does-
it gets filled up.
How long does the water breathing last for that you cast? Was it
It's
8
24
hours? 24 hours. Gotcha.
24,
Okay.
yeah.
And you cast it on everyone except for the 2. I mean, I know Brazier doesn't need to breathe, but it was
When I
not
cast
cast
it
on.
Darrow, he doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, it was himself, Zanladier, Garen Blackstar. The
Gotcha.
4 of them.
Just rechecking the amount of people.
alright.
It's up to 10 willing creatures. Why did I do it?
So, with water pouring in, or having had poured in, I'll say it doesn't completely fill it, and Darrow closes it, and there's now some water in the bottom of the bag of holding on the inside. It's saturating the bottom portion of some of the bear rugs that you have inside the bag of
Those are in
holding.
the hole.
The whole.
No, the
They're
bag
in
of
the hole.
holding is
Oh,
empty.
you're right. Okay.
Weren't there corpses in the bag?
No, I took care of
No,
that.
those have long been cleared out.
Do you guys take a moment, or do you just follow him out as he's requested?
Actually, we
I-
follow the primordial beings. so it
Make sure the
doesn't
cards get all
deliver.
collected, and then
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have no reason to hesitate. Like it is what it is. So I'll go through.
let's go see what he's talking about.
Okay, so
So
Razier.
just one sec, they're coming out. Just need to pick up a few cards.
So Razier, you're immediately submerged fully in water, and you're just out. It's dark. You can use your vision, and you can see more than anyone the full encompassing size of this creature, and it is pretty massive. Xander right behind you. Xander does not have water breathing on him, so Xander comes out holding his breath.
I can hold
Feel
it for
the-
4 minutes.
You feel the pressure on you, and then the voice you now hear kind of echoing in your minds that you didn't hear moments before. Are they in need of help now?
That
Do you
one
all
does.
Towards
Not
Xander.
point at Xander.
There's been no explanation except for what Darrow has told the two of you at all as to what's going on right
and we'll
now.
keep it that way for now.
Xander, with your vision, there's this giant octopus-looking creature that is talking in your mind, and as Clovis points you out and you nod emphatically like, yes, I'm one of the ones, a huge tentacle comes and onto your face.
Oh!
Just you stop it from happening?
No.
No, you don't? Okay. Right onto your face. It obscures all vision, and the suction cup is on you, and all of a sudden there's a and all the water is gone, and you have a pocket of air, and your entire face basically is inside of this suction cup. You have no sensory. You have your ears outside of this, but your whole face is inside of this now, and you're breathing.
I'll telepathically communicate to Razir that is not what I expected to happen.
I'm glad I don't gotta deal with that. And as this is happening, I pulled them out in the bag so that I didn't have to open my waterproof bag. But I'm fixing the flippers on my shoes.
Nice.
I forgot about those.
First time he's gotten a chance to use them.
Yeah.
No,
Don't like your like spider silk clothing give you an advantage in water, something like that?
Something. I don't know. All I know is that my bag's waterproof and
Yeah.
the flippers let me swim.
Quick question, just because I'm forgetting. Why didn't I cast water breathing on Xander as well?
Because he was in the bag.
It's in the bag at the time.
All right.
Any other surprises?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Grab one of my arms and I'll lead the way.
I'll do that.
It starts to turn around and like it lets its tentacles kind of float behind it, waiting for each one of you to grab onto one of them.
I guess I'll just clamp onto the one that's on my head.
Yeah, you don't know what.
It's just like
What? Arms around the legs, bring the legs up. Just pull.
And then there's the tentacles kind of make a snapping motion with you all having to like hold on tightly as start rapidly traveling through the water, deeper and deeper and deeper. Xander, you feel your ears pop, as pretty much everyone else who is breathing and would have that happen to them. Deeper and deeper and deeper, and you pass by a couple of like heat jets that are kind of coming up from below. You still, even what's Razir's 150 feet or 180 feet or something? 150. Yep. Okay. So even at this point, you still don't see the bottom. You just see massive amounts of bubbles just up on the left and right hand side as you're traveling along. And you travel on for a few minutes, not a super long period of time. It drags you through this tall, like seaweed type material, a little bit of it kind of getting caught and like sticking to someone's leg before like you feel like the seaweed itself is going to either rip you off or it's going to break in the process of the speed you're traveling through here. You eventually arrive at what looks to be a large cave opening, and as you get closer to it, you can see that there are a number of these that are like pockets on the side of an underwater cliff. Next to most of them, there are little smaller holes that have like almost like a eyelid that opens up and lets out this huge amount of like air and heat that you could see it rippling in the water as it travels upwards. This creature leads you down into one of the caves and decides to rest on the inside. You just see the remnants of bones and bits of wood and stone and what's been made to be some kind of a little kelp, a large kelp bed that's just been haphazardly placed up against the side of a wall. And you see a number of others as you're entering into the cave, a bunch of other of these creatures that seem to be paying no mind to your entrance. You've been brought to some kind of massive squid / octopus / kraken, dare I say, lair scenario, a hive, if you will.
So mind flayer.
And You see that he lets you all kind of set on the ground inside of this cave and takes one of the tentacles and pushes open one of these eyelid-looking things that looks like it's manually closed as opposed to automatically opening, and a bunch of heat kind of fills the space, and the water becomes a lot warmer in the area. There is a stone-like container that looks similar to a basket, if you could call it a basket, that's made of stone, that's kind of set off to the side. And there's a bit of silence as the creature you see just one giant eye, as where it's sitting, its left eye is just kind of looking each of you up and down. There is no, like, ambient light in the space, except for a little bit of an orange glow coming from where this heat is emanating from the floor. My name is Geladron. I've heard one of your names. Are any of you hungry before I conduct the rest of my interview?
What did you say his name was again, one more time?
Geladron. Geladron.
I was close.
Indeed. Seeing as no one's speaking up to say whether or not they're hungry, I'll ask the other two of you, who seem to have appeared out of nothingness, answer the question as well, and perhaps you'll give me a different answer than your friend did. What is your purpose in trespassing in our home, our domain, and what do you seek by furthering into the pit?
I mean, we're passing through this area. Get from one side, one area to the next. We got some things we got to do further in.
And do you know what challenges await you?
If anything like we've gone through already, it's going to be tough.
That is an understatement.
Yeah.
Well, my purpose is to interrogate and understand if those coming through here have a nefarious purpose, and I take great pride in my work because I don't get to do it very often. So, I'm looking
How
for
did you get this job? Who put you up to it?
I was assigned by our leader.
By? Right. Okay.
It is an honor to protect our people. I protect the entrance, and Kehedrith protects the exit. One of the exits. The other is protected in and of itself. So, all I need to know is whether or not you have nefarious intentions. You've told me that, or your friend Darrow has told me that you have a little problem with
I don't know
him.
about little, but yeah.
That's what I said.
I never said it was little.
See what we can do to deal with that problem, that issue. There's a bit of reach that has happened recently that needs to be dealt with and contained. Bit of reaching out of where they should be.
And we're trying to undo what those who did have notorious means or notorious purpose on the surface. We're trying to undo what they have done.
Oh. Oh. Why didn't you say that before?
Because we're kind of slow.
So am I. Unless I'm swimming.
Well, you don't play all your cards up front.
I can count on... I'd need less than all of my tentacles to count the number of individuals that have come down here. So, my query, which seems as though can keep asking the same questions over and over again, and I'm going to keep getting similar responses. So, my quandary, my little problem, is why it is that you think I should allow you to pass through, because the primary problem is that now you know we're here.
Oh. Do you exist without his knowledge?
We maintain a distance from any and all things, actions, and events that have transpired through the history of this world, and our domain has remained as such in its location, unaffected by the things above. We only know of him, his presence, and what he has done because he's been in this resting place for a number of years. Some of his influence has begun to slowly creep down to us.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, because when my friend here said he was starting, we were wanting to undo what other people did, just so we're on the same page. He was actually able to take over one of our friends for a brief moment and control him. So.
Well, it is disconcerting, perhaps, wherever your friend came and visited and then left.
Actually, would he have met you then?
We ain't sure how far he made it in.
Yeah. But
he was
Count
down
Majestic
some distance.
Does that ring a bell?
No.
How about
I guess it wouldn't went underwater, but
how about Saralai Vale?
What do you know of Saralai Vale?
oh, she's his mom.
I wasn't gonna say that, Clovis.
You're not?
I think we're starting to get to a point here where we're having common interests. We're just trying to figure out.
And we wanted
How
to
far they
trust him,
go.
so hiding stuff from him wouldn't be good. That's partly why I said that what happened above ground.
I guess you're right, but I was waiting
Even
to see.
I have those moments, Darrow.
I was waiting to see his reaction. Maybe he doesn't like Sarah.
Well,
Who
Clovis
wouldn't
said
like her? She's Black
Clovis
Star's
said
mom.
what Clovis said.
Yeah.
Another offspring of Saralai Vale.
Oh,
Was she successful in keeping this one? It's too bad Alex isn't here to be having this conversation.
Yeah.
Seems as though she had several interests. If you are who you say you are, then I suppose I'm obligated to help you.
I mean, if you're still unsure, I could cast a spell that forces us to tell the truth.
I always tell the truth.
No, I mean us, so you're sure we're not lying.
You have to use trinkets and spells to prove that you're not lying.
I'm just saying, so you know that we're telling the
Look,
truth
if
and
he
not
don't-
trying to trick you.
If he don't want assurances, that's up to him. But
Because you talked about if we really are, we're trying to say, we are saying to be, or something like along those lines.
I think with what you have to deal with ahead of you, you'll want to hang on to each and every spell you have at your disposal.
Alright.
Also, my people are gifted the ability to read truths and lies. So there's no need. And it isn't that you aren't telling the truth. But what I don't have is the ability to discern intentions. But I feel as though you've given me all the information you're going to. Now, I will hold to my obligation as I said I had. But I'll return to my earlier question. Are any of you hungry?
I mean, if you say we need to save our strength for what's coming ahead, I feel like fueling up on food would be good, not right?
I ain't about the eating type. But appreciate the offer.
I don't need to eat, but
Can
the others
I-
might.
Can I roll an insight check on this?
Sure.
No.
Mm.
Just want to, Oh, that's good. Okay, hold on. I just want to discern if his intentions in feeding us are nefarious. We don't know who or what this thing is, and
A
it
giant
is
octopus.
it's insisted twice that, like, on asking if
It's
we're
being
hungry
a
or
good,
not.
a
So,
good host. Come on.
all right. Well,
You're
that was almost a
American.
natural 20, but it's a 9 instead.
Ugh.
I don't know why it didn't come through. Oh, I
Yeah.
probably don't
No,
have. Yeah. Okay.
We saw it on the D&D Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, D&D Beyond.
Okay.
So,
a
yeah, it's a
9
9.
total.
Yeah.
He seems eager to share a meal with you.
To be fair, it's kind of hard
Sure.
to read
No, I mean,
the
yeah.
expression
I
of an
don't.
octopus who speaks to you.
I was reaching, but
It's a completely different language, yeah.
yeah. I mean, what's on the menu? I guess.
Meat's back on the menu, boys. Tentacle reaches over, takes a couple of fish that are like just moving ever so slightly. They have like a orange and somewhat pink coloration to them. Holds them over the heat coming out of the floor, and you see like them start to glow like really hot. It's like he's cooking them, superheating, cooking them like within minutes of holding it over there. And each of these fishes is like the size of Clovis. And so there's one for each of you, but he doesn't entertain small folk very often. So kind of like tosses one at each of you, including Razir, who said he doesn't need to eat. And
I'll give my leftovers to Garrett.
There you go. So kind of you have like either catch it or kind of dodge out of the way, and it hits the wall, and you're still underwater, but it's hot and there's heat coming off of it. You can feel it as you're close to it. Yeah, for those of you that choose to eat, it's pretty good. It's actually a little salty, but it's like really delicious salmon. It begins to like break apart and kind of float into the air as you're kind of digging through it and like trying not to let it explode everywhere, but you're each given your own fish, and you're able to consume it. Who does partake of it? We'll ask the other two when they're back.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll eat.
Yeah.
Just, well, we went over this. You shouldn't be, so.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
thought that counts.
the first time eating this fish, which is called Dailakarp, it restores all of your hit points.
Okay, well,
Okay.
You are granted 15 temporary hit points, and it grants you water breathing for 1 hour. Not that anybody needs that, but that is what it does.
Well, I did.
Oh, you did. That's true.
Yeah.
Now I
Oh,
can
right.
take
This
the
whole
suction
time you
off
had
my
the suction
face.
cup, a suction
Yeah.
cup on your face.
just stick some fish in there.
Mhm.
If anybody mentions like, "Oh, this has rejuvenated me," I'd be like, "I could use a little bit of that," and I'll chomp on some fish as well.
Yeah, I'll say it just like that. Oh, this has rejuvenated me.
Mhm.
Yes, I will absolutely. Does
Yep.
this affect the reduced max HP from the long rest?
No.
No. Okay.
Just restores
Okay.
all current, or whatever your current max hit points is. Brings
said
you back
15 temp?
to that. 15 temp
15,
hit
yeah.
points. Grants water
This
breathing
fish
for
is
1
better
hour.
than the one we had back home.
Mm.
Pretty darn good. They ain't no meat stick, but it's not bad.
To be fair, the spine is still there, so it is meat on a stick.
Yeah, but fish don't count as meat usually.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Pescatarianism.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but it's still flesh from an animal.
That's a big word for Clovis. Add Garen.
Yeah.
So, the story of how you got here.
Jumped down the hole, almost died. Went through the city, avoided the red light,
Almost died.
almost died. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it every time because we almost died at every point, basically.
No,
Close the
I'm-
door.
No. I am asking what journey led you to this place? What caused you in life to be upon this path that led you to these watery deeps?
I was captured by a group of criminals who experimented on me. I escaped, met with
Too
those
far
guys.
back. Too far back this time.
I mean-
Too far back this time.
Not that far back. It's like a week
I
ago.
mean, to be fair, his story is kind of short.
Yeah,
too.
it's like a week ago.
Oh, that's true.
He was almost done, and then you interrupted him.
Yeah. And I said I met with those guys as they were going to the city above. Decided to stick with them since they also didn't like the guys who did that to me, the experiments and stuff. So, and now we're down in the pit.
That's an eventful week.
Yeah.
Hmm. You don't have to actually say anything, but do any of the rest of you share any of your stories at all with this creature?
Sure.
Just a little bit of generic, yeah.
Yeah.
Give him some
Yeah.
cliff notes.
I'll just.
Been looking for somebody for a long time, met up with some people, got involved in some stuff, which led to some other stuff, which has led to some further stuff, and we got to
Stuff.
to the town above, did some things there that we stumbled upon the things they were doing, which kind of led us to have to feel obligated to come down here and deal with things.
I was a soldier in a war a long time ago, got killed. Then my wife brought me
All right,
back.
that might be a bit too far back. I think
Don't let
I
me. You know
I
what?
was too
Let me
far
tell
far
my
back,
story.
Xander.
you're right. You're fine. That's fine. You're right.
That was only a month ago. A month ago, I thought I was alive 250 years ago. And now I'm back, and my wife thinks I'm supposed to be here to do something. So that's why I'm doing this, is because I'm supposed to be doing something. So I think this is it, or
You
part of it.
always do what your wife tells you.
I lived a
Big white
longer
dog.
life because of it.
Your story rings true.
Your Tory ring shoe.
If you care to know, my people and I were created by the ocean's helm, slumbering tide father of the deep. whose shell may still stir beneath the ancient seas. I've not heard from them in an age. But there are those who once called us the Keepers of the Deep, the Herald's Shell, and more recently, the Guardians of the Flow. Our story isn't one of any great interest, but we've been mistaken for many hundreds of years. So,
You mentioned this. What's this flow you're talking about?
it
The flow that
is
speaks.
it is in that in which we currently sit.
Water?
The underworld currents that connect all of the oceans.
We're actually connected
Whoa,
to the
That's,
oceans. Oh,
new one.
alright.
So are we actually, like, did we go through some sort of pocket dimension where we're now like actually in the ocean, or are we still beneath Tel Noro?
You are still beneath that from which you came, but these tunnels stretch and twist and traverse all of the lands. Some of these tunnels have been tainted, corrupted, but they stretch throughout the entire known world, from one shore to the other.
Transformers? The Transformers are down here? Interesting.
I call them tunnels, but they're tunnels to us. For folk like you, they may seem like endless depths.
All right.
Hard to see the bottom.
There is a bottom. I don't
Yeah, you just said
recommend
it's hard to see it.
don't recommend going there.
Oh, I just assumed the bottom was where we were going. Anyway.
No. No, you are traveling. Your ways of keeping records, you are traveling further southeast, following current's flow until you find one of your two exit points. And it is for you to choose which of those to take. It's my job to tell you about them, briefly, so you can make your decision. They're not too far apart from each other. Depending on how long in vision you are, you may be able to see both at the same time. One is a bit larger, and is Cahedrith's lair, or rather, you must pass through Cahedrith's lair to reach the surface. The other is called the Shock Tunnels.
I'd say that's my favorite one to hear while we're underwater.
Yeah.
The shock tunnels, they carry spiraling underwater plants that seek heat or movement and shock it. The shocks carry through the water nearby and can hurt others around them. Too many shocks and, well, you go to sleep. So, now there are also possibly shock-related things that live in that tunnel. Seems to be the shorter of the two options. The other could be quite safe, or could be quite deadly, depending on how you play your cards, as you said. Cahedr's lair is a quiet place. She prefers it that way. She sleeps near the surface tunnel that most of us use. She protects us, or at least acts as an early warning sign for intruders from the hushed vault. A straight shot to the surface from there, but if you manage to wake up Cahedrith, she'll be enraged, and she'll attack you as a test of your mettle. Keep in mind, her sense of tremors in the water are second to none, so it won't be easy getting past her. She does, however, love trinkets from the world above. Only particularly shiny and extremely valuable ones. If she does attack, you can either fight her off until she's near death, then she'll back off and grant you access to continue, or you can offer a valuable item as a sacrifice. Keep in mind, she loves dominating in battle, and may still get in a hit here or there for good measure, even if you offer her a trinket. If she does, and this provokes you, and you attack back, all bets are off. Cahedrith was our most seasoned warrior. She is a legendary fighter and is very formidable. She won't hesitate to take you out if you aren't worthy of passing. But she is also battle-weary from many years of defending our home from the Reverberator. So, now that you've enjoyed a meal here, I can point you in the right direction.
Real
Good.
quick, because this is the second time you mentioned it now, and I'm starting to think that maybe that might be something we have to think about. What is this Reverberator?
Something that has to do with sound, I suppose. Something very, very dangerous. Something that can liquefy a thing's brain, but with a single shout. Doesn't really wander down into these waters, but the things that follow it do.
Hey.
And like those two paths are our only options. You can't like take us through Cahedrith's lair yourself and like, oh hey, don't worry about it, they're with me kind of thing, and just kind of plop us up past her.
Things don't quite work that way down here.
Darn.
If I were to go with you and we were to wake her, she may attack me just as well as she would be attacking you.
Oh, yeah.
Understandable.
Yep.
Well, I don't know about you all, but I still feel like I prefer my odds against with her than a shock tunnel.
So none of
Well-
it being shocked, like
What a clarification. With Razir's whole thing that he's got going on, is there any
Which
body
one?
heat there?
Got blood pumping through your veins.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, with B2's
Not a
whole
lot.
thing going on, no, there's probably there's definitely heat coming from those cores.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
Um,
probably bubbles just coming
Yeah.
from constant B2 arrow.
Okay.
If you like adjust your if you like sit at the wrong angle, they're all like up in your face. You can't see shit. Like lean in a certain way, so they're coming out the side instead.
It just looks like Darrow's farting the whole time. Why is this the one human feature I still have?
Yeah.
But anyway,
see human.
well, we can. To me, there's more room for error, right? We try to stealth, we don't stealth. We try to offer up trinkets. You know, we have more availability to get past.
Quick question about her trinkets she likes. You mentioned shiny stuff from above. You mean like stuff like this, and I'll take out my golden dragon statue? That's
Where's that from?
500 gold.
Where was that from again?
I bought that in the
Belt component.
We're about to meet Ariel from Little Mermaid, where she wants to who's its and what's its, and forks and spoons.
Yep.
It's from the one huge. I have bizarre. I know it's what we call it, but upstairs in Telnor Row.
Okay. Something of greater value to you.
I mean, this is pretty great value. This is what allows me to summon my friend over here.
And perhaps I underestimate its value to you. She'll want something from each of you.
Heard that, Zanladir?
Oh, I forgot I was in here. I was here.
He's really enthralled by the fish.
It was really good. Well, I have plenty of things at my disposal, so I should have no trouble. Something of value to us. That sounds like it needs to be something truly valuable.
Well, I lost all my belongings when I was captured.
So you have to give up gold.
Yeah, so I'll give up my dragon here.
I'm sure I'll think of something. Is that I'd prefer not to go through the shock tunnels. That sounds unpleasant.
What's all your issue with being shocked?
It sounds painful.
I'm a metal robot with a battery. That just seems.
Yeah, it would power you up.
I don't think it would. I think that's goodbye, everybody.
Wanna try?
No.
Later?
No. You know what, Clovis? You're very precious to me. Everyone.
We offer.
Hear that, Xander?
Oh, I hear it.
Well, okay. It sounds like there's no need to really discuss it further. It sounds like we're going to face the Guardian. It just seems like that's the best option.
Yep.
Oh, if you've finished your meal, then we will continue forward. I won't take you as far as the holes themselves, but I will lead you in that direction.
Perfect. Thank you for this meal and the company. I'm glad we were able to find common ground.
And please, say nothing of this location to those above, or any you meet in the future.
I swear on my sword, your secret is safe with me.
Good. All right. Grab on. Swims out and up, continuing upwards and upwards and upwards, and you have to kind of move your limbs a bit to stave off the stiffness that comes with ascending at the rapid rate that you are, but there is still pressure under the water here. And you're released after just a few minutes of swimming at a hastened pace. For those of you who don't have keen mind, it might be difficult for you to find your way back, as there was a bit of weaving through the water and the kelp and things that are growing underwater here. But you see far up above, there are two holes. One on the right-hand side is much larger, and the one on the left is much smaller. And the one on the left you can see has a very slight, like whitish, light blue glow to it. But it isn't constant. It just kind of peters in and out. The light seems to maybe travel a little bit up this tunnel. You're probably maybe a couple 100 feet away from them, so you're just seeing them from a distance. But that's the only light that's here. And on the right-hand side, the faintest bit of light coming from that space is multicolored. It is almost rainbow in nature. Geladron kind of points towards the right. That is Kahedrith's lair. Tread softly. So you can only assume that the other is the shock tunnels. So Geladron leaves you behind and swims back down from whence he came. And you start making your way up towards the larger hole with the very faint rainbow light coming from it. And as you kind of get up closer to the entrance, you see that the entrance to this is probably about maybe 60, 70 feet wide. Just a giant gaping hole that turns into like an internal bowl. And it's hard to like get orientation to like what's up and what's not being under the water for this period of time with no actual like sunlight. And you've been spun around a couple of times. I think Xander knows where north is, right?
Yeah.
So that's about all you have, but it feels up. To where
we could just follow Darren's bubbles.
Darren's bubbles.
Darren?
Hey, he's bubbling.
Yep.
Darren has bubbles. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we said that earlier.
Definitely Darren.
Nice and
Darren's
Darrow.
It turns into like this bowl, which you see maybe like 100 or so feet from the bottom of this large opening to the top is about 100 feet, and there's a smaller opening at the top there. Off on the right-hand side, there is a gargantuan shape that is like pressed up against the side of this bowl, and you see the tentacles just kind of slowly moving ever so slightly, and just little bubbles coming out of both the tentacles and wherever the mouth on this thing is. It does seem like this creature is larger than Geladron by a fair amount, and can't make out too many details of it, but you can see the shape, you know it's there, and it does appear that this entity appears to be sleeping currently. You are underwater, and so it isn't like your footsteps necessarily make noise, but believe it or not, water carries sound pretty well. And so is there anything that anyone in the group is doing to soften the sound they make by swimming through the water?
We're going to become a group torpedo and not swim at all and be propulsed. I have an idea. So we're going to all clump together in a oblong teardrop, point at both ends, kind of general shape, where there's more people in the middle, and then one up top, one at bottom. And then everybody that can do Mage Hand is going to Mage Hand and use that as propulsion to just slowly push the entire spire of people through the water with nobody kicking their legs to swim at all.
Do you know we would still be displacing water by doing that?
I mean, we're going to displace water no matter what, but this way we're not kicking our legs to swim. We're not swish, swish, swish to swim. We're
Mage
just...
Hand has a weight limit of like 5 pounds.
Yeah, but we're underwater, and we might.
Yeah, but it was still
Well-
waste something.
Whose team are you on?
Physics.
I ask this every session.
Yes, but we are most likely buoyant, which is canceling out weight.
Okay.
Are we? I'm
So,
wearing full plate.
so
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I-
most of us aren't. In
Okay.
fact, most of us are not
Garrow's
buoyant.
made out
but,
of metal.
How do we like?
And
How do
wood.
we like
Gowron
this
weighs a
idea?
But
I
listen,
can't-
it's just an idea. There's also Bigsby's hand option to move all of us and pull us
or
along.
I could just use pass without a trace for a minute and hope that the magic settles any sound.
Yeah, that's no great.
Huh?
We could do both.
Yeah, I can cast pass without a trace once per long rest, with my armor.
Oh, right, yeah.
It-
Okay.
Also, just to be prepared, do we all have, if needed, a trinket to set?
Or something new, something old, something blue.
No, that's for weddings.
Something.
I kind of don't.
Well, I already said mine.
we'll have, if and when it comes to that, and if and when you guys decide to do that thing,
Yep.
we'll have Garen and Blackstar chip
You know, I'm
in.
just gonna go on their
in there.
on their character sheets and remove something from their inventory.
Just at random.
We'll choose for you.
Hmm.
Take black
Garen gives
sword.
up his gauntlets.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep, that makes sense.
To be fair,
Alright.
he has like 5 pairs of gauntlets. So which one?
That's true.
Do we want to do the pass without a trace?
I think we'll
Yeah.
probably do that no matter what if we're attempting to sneak. I
Okay.
think that's good no matter what our plan is to help. Team Torpedo, I think, is a decent idea because it limits how much kicking and swimming we're doing. We're just kind of being pulled through the water at a relatively slow pace. It's going to make the least amount of cavitation,
I like that
I
word.
think.
Hmm.
That's a great word.
Cavitation.
We're turning ourselves into a submarine.
I would have allowed at least the try of the mage hand. I completely agree with Felix, but I would have allowed it, and we would have done some rolls, and it would have been awesome. And if it worked, it worked, and if it didn't,
Yeah.
it didn't.
How many people have Mage Hand?
I do.
I don't.
You do. So 3. I don't think Blackstar has.
Black Star is Mage Hand, I think.
Pretty sure he
He
does.
has Mage Hand. Yeah.
Yes.
So 3 of us.
4.
4.
Oh, and Zanladir.
Good old Zandy.
So really, just Darrow and
that-
Garen
that
that
would-
pulling their weight.
Well, no, Xander doesn't have it.
What? Zinder's a fake wizard. One day he
Wow.
doesn't have presentation, now he doesn't have mage hand. Come on.
So 4 out of 7 people have Mage Hand.
Zinder's a
20
wizard.
pounds. 20 pounds lifting weight through some water, which could eventually work. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. It would be slow, but it would,
Mhm.
Would eventually get you there.
How long
Be
does
like-
mage hand last?
A minute, I think.
A minute.
You just recast it.
Just trying to be stealthy, like
Is there a clear
alright,
like
I've been smashed.
is there a clear
Yeah.
like distance like that we have to cover?
About
100.
100 feet.
About 100
feet from the entrance. So
Okay.
maybe we might have to start a bit farther out than the 100 feet
Yeah,
in
so
this
we can
entrance,
set up.
just to make sure. Yeah, so a bit over 100.
You could like go back further down and like build up momentum in the water and just go faster and faster and faster. That's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, because then we
Not
would be
too fast.
displacing more water.
Yeah, no,
Right.
but building up a little bit of momentum and then letting the mage hands carry that momentum through.
Mm-hmm.
Unless somebody wants to use a Bigby's hand
No, I don't.
style thing.
And you already have concentration on pass without trace. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Does
just
sound
here.
like
I mean,
You're
unless
gonna
somebody
be
else
the
has.
core of the submarine since you're just certain like the. Oh,
Yeah, just make sure you don't implode.
You're a Garen. Which one would be sturdier to be the core?
Yeah,
Some-
I don't think we really have any other options. So, are we doing the mage hand thing or not? Because I'm casting
Yeah, I'll
Cast
give it a
Without a Tree
shot.
regardless. Okay.
I can do. I just remembered I have a horse.
Point being,
Okay.
But my horse could instead be a different creature.
a seahorse.
I could
Good.
turn him into an octopus for a bit.
Yeah.
Sparrow into a seahorse. Do it.
Turn Java into a seal.
Hmm.
Hey, do you guys know how to say seal in French?
Seal.
Just seal.
No. Tim, you'll have to censor it. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's PHOQUE.
Interesting.
So, we are going to cast Pass Without a Trace, and you have some kind of means of propulsion. If there was any other kind of interesting way of propulsion besides the mage hand or this octopus idea or something that may have affected things one way or the other, but now that we've gotten that out of the way,
Oh, no,
you're gonna be-
levitating, so that's even less weight. The more I think about it, the more I like this team torpedo idea.
Well, we're doing it. So,
yeah, that's what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
All
10 pounds.
right, so I'm
Fine.
gonna ask for a group stealth check from everyone, and you get a plus 10 to the roll. Chris, if you want to roll for Garen, and
are
Felix,
we in
if you-
dim light or darkness, Tim?
We're
yes.
In darkness.
I get advantage.
I'm rolling for Black Star.
Okay. Yes, please.
Hey, thanks for
Do we-
advantage.
Do we?
Nice.
Do we all get advantage since we're not actually swimming? We're just being pulled by the mage hand. Does that give us a bonus at all? Our mode of propulsion.
Um.
I think with the plus 10, we'll all be pretty good.
So the if you were expending a resource, I think that the mage hands would allow you to be going very, very slow, and I think that it would require you to cast it more than one time to fully get that full 100 feet, depending on how you were getting your initial inertia in the first place. And because you'd have to be recasting it like in the middle of the layer to continue forward, I would say probably not. If you were going to expend a higher level spell slot to give you more propulsion for either a longer period of time or initially, then I would say everybody would get advantage on their roll. So
I
if somebody
just
was to use
realized-
Big B's hand, or if the expenditure of your octopus thing was going to be able to be
When
used.
Razier casts levitate on himself, does that mean he'd become like fully buoyant? Or is it just like he controls himself throughout space life? Because then we could just tie ourselves to you, and you're the one who goes up.
That's a really good question.
I mean, even if he's not buoyant, he could do it.
This
Still move
target
up.
can levitate a target that weighs up to 500 pounds, so
The
Yeah,
whole
but
group
we're
weighs more
going
than
to
500
mage
pounds.
hand that he'll lift 10 pounds.
buoyant weight.
Okay.
Physics,
Levi-
maybe.
Levitation is. I'm gonna. I don't know what to do with this. I'm gonna say no because I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah,
Pick something
alright.
else. Just gonna call it. I'm gonna sit here and think about it for 15 minutes and make a decision. I'm just gonna say the first thing
Why
that comes to my
not?
mind because I am not going to.
There we go. Completely
Clovis was 18, right?
fair. Lois was mine with an 18.
Mine
Never
with
mind.
an 18.
Lois was just there with a 16.
Nope,
Never
not
mind.
anymore.
Lois was mine with an 18.
I had a nat 20 for a total 31.
Yeah, I added my 10 when I said 18.
Okay. 18, 24, 27, 32, and 21 from Razier. Gotcha. That's everybody. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to do an average. I can clearly see that average is way higher than what the DC is, so that's not a problem. So you guys soar up and through the lair. You do see this large creature off to the side, and the bubbles continue to come, and you see like beneath it, not really beneath it, pressed up against the side of the wall, like covered in like barnacle looking things like mud and other things. There are all manner of treasures that are just like smeared across the side of this bowl. From the remains of shipwrecks, like part of a ship is down here, which is interesting because you're not anywhere near the ocean, that's for sure. So had to have been dragged here from
Black Star
far away. But yeah, Black Star's not here right now. The glint of gold and the remnants of like maybe chests full of money and other type of things that are here. But obviously you guys don't care too much because you guys are filthy stinking rich anyways. So not an enticement, but perhaps some other cool things here too. But anyways, you eventually reach the top. You go through a tunnel now that was a similar in size to the shock tunnel that you chose not to go through, but there's just like the little wisp of little bit of vegetation here and there, but nothing untoward, or it looks like it has any kind of mind of its own. Eventually coming up, and you hear the roaring sound of moving water above you. You traveled upwards to get to the tunnel 100 feet, and then you traveled another maybe 100 or so feet through this smaller tunnel that was single file, by the way. There's just enough room for, it's about 5 feet wide, so maybe not exactly. But anyways, you make it to the top of this. You hear this roaring, crashing sound, and the source of this rainbow, excuse me, light comes to you from above. And the roaring, crashing sound is coming from large amounts of water pouring down and falling onto the surface, which you are rapidly approaching. And the colors are coming from beyond. It's not a lot of light. What?
You see we're rapidly approaching. Oh.
Yeah. So it's like there's a giant waterfall that's pouring down from above and falling into the pool that you're emerging into. And eventually you come up, and almost the entirety of the pool that you're coming up into is obfuscated by this constant water falling into it. So there's no like crystal clear way of looking out and seeing what you're coming up into. Maybe there's like a little pocket off to the side and you can kind of look up. You're coming out into another cave, essentially. And whatever light there is that's inside of this cave is being reflected off of those walls and then down into the space where you are. So you emerge, finally, into another darkened space. Your heads break the surface of the water, and you see constructed stone walls that sit about 20 feet to the left and 20 feet to the right. The long-lost remnants of a building with a waterfall crashing down from above. The top of this building must have collapsed long ago, and you've emerged inside of it. It's like a pool of water inside of a building, so you're like, and there's a waterfall coming down through the top of it. And you sit at the surface of a small rocky pool inside of the structure. A smooth rocky embankment sits about 30 feet in front of you, and you can see that this building is in some kind of an alcove that's part of a much larger cave beyond. And the sounds of this rushing water echoes outwards into this large, almost rectangular cave that's in front of you. And as you all begin to like take in your surroundings and look around, you see just off in the distance bits of like moving, glowing lights that are kind of emanating and bouncing off of the ceiling that's hundreds of feet above. And that's what you see in front of you. It's there's the more ruined city, but this time there are multicolored lights that are ever so faintly glowing and like moving throughout. So whether it's creatures that are moving very quickly and causing this to happen, you're unsure. But as you step out of the pool onto the embankment, you hear the sound of something dropping to the ground in front of you. As your eyes kind of come clear, you push the water out of your eyes, and there's some kind of humanoid figure that's standing up on the embankment about 60, 70 feet. And it's hard, even in the darkness, to make out fully the features backed by this crazy cave that you're kind of examining. They were holding a basket of some kind. Basket hits the ground. Their eyes go wide as they're staring at you, and they're like frozen.
I didn't want to interrupt you, but as we were approaching the surface to where we're going to be in the second area, I would have gotten everybody's attention and done a bit of pantomiming, because we can't quite talk underwater. I can kind of talk because I don't need air. I'm just kind of, hey, guys. However it is I managed to communicate this, I'll do it mainly through pantomiming of, like, back there, sight, bad. Up here, talking, bad. Shh.
What?
That's a good reminder.
Okay.
Okay, did everybody get that?
Yeah.
You notice...
Reminding what we had learned. Silence saves lives, and then the other thing from the notes, potentially about this area, was the picture of Saralai and a child with the note of, baby, don't fear the Reaper. That's all we have for this zone.
Oh, we just met the Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay. As you're taking in this scenario and we're figuring out what we're doing with this humanoid figure that's looking at you as this basket just hits the ground. The basket, by the way, makes no sound at all as it hits the ground in front of you. There are a bunch of like large fish on the inside. Those kind of like fall out of the basket as it upturns and like slide down the embankment towards you. Thankfully, the waterfall that's behind you is making a roaring sound because it's a waterfall and it's right behind you, and you're in an alcove that's funneling that sound out into the space. So it could just be that the waterfall is very loud and you can't hear this basket, but it seems like perhaps something else is going on here that's caused the basket to not make any noise. The figure takes but a moment to regard all of you and immediately turns and books it in the other direction. And that is where we're going to come back from our break. So, as you stand on the embankment, this humanoid person, just having dropped their basket, wide-eyed looking at the group, turns tail and runs. What are you doing?
As this person's running away, I would like to pull out some copper wire and look over to see if there's any objections from people who know that this is what I use to cast message.
He's making a solenoid, guys. He's gonna create an electric current and shock all of us in the water.
We're out of the water now. It's fine.
I give you a thumbs up.
I gesture to the waterfall, and like we can't really hear anything anyways.
Okay. I am going to try and cast message at this person.
Okay.
And say, I just whisper a message. I'll point towards them, and using the copper, I'll say, wait, we're friendly. I'm Xander. What's your name?
You can respond to this.
You can reply to this message.
This message is said, it's said out loud, and you're right, there is the waterfall as the backdrop. Does the person, when they respond, they have to respond verbally as well, right? There is in the head.
No, I don't think so.
You don't actually. Do you actually get to respond with message? I was just rolling because.
Oh, they can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
All right.
It says in the spell.
magical silence or various forms of barriers can block the spell.
Yeah.
Okay. But they have to whisper, and only you can hear it. But that's
Yeah,
like as
so-
the response, not if they were whispering and that there was someone near them and they're whispering and they were close enough to hear the whisper, they'd be able to hear what they were whispering back to you. Right? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
It specifically says that only he can hear. Only the caster of message. So even if
Okay.
Yeah.
somebody's right next to them, they could be silently
It's up to
whispering.
your interpretation.
It's
Sure.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So the response does come back. Hi. Nice to meet you, Xander. I'm Vrogs, and you shouldn't be here.
Does this person stop running?
Nope.
Okay, how far are they now?
They were 60
I
feet.
have
Now they're
120 feet. That's why I'm asking.
sure. They're just now crossing out of 120 feet. They're booking it.
Okay, so then I can't say anything anymore. Okay.
You can still see them. So
Right.
it kind of coasts upwards, and then at about maybe like two. I mean, it's dark, but there are the lights that are occasionally kind of floating throughout. At about the 200-foot mark, they seem to like disappear around a corner.
Having whispered into the thing, because my whisper is audible. Can anybody else? Did anything happen? Was there any other interaction with the environment?
Kind of wait a moment, and in the moment that you're waiting, you notice that because you're waiting to hear something, right? Or see something or hear something. You hear ever so faintly off in the distance the sound of singing. And it sounds like a choir fading in and out of being able to be heard. You notice that there are a couple of flowers that are growing out of the wall in a couple of areas where there's some moss. There's actually like large petaled flowers that are growing out of them, and they are emanating a small glow to them. There are a couple of white flowers. There are a couple of purple ones, a couple of red ones, blue, green, orange. And there's like one not too far from the bank that you look at as you're kind of waiting. And as it's singing seems to, in one of the moments as the singing begins to get a bit closer, almost like it's a ripple that's going through things, you look down at one of these flowers, and the top part where the seeds would be, like in a sunflower, the seeds kind of part slightly, and there's a mouth on the inside of the top of the flower that opens a little bit, and a voice comes out of it to join the singing. The singing seems to have reached you, and for a moment, a few of the flowers around you are singing in unison, and then it begins to quiet down, and then outwards, the singing emanates back out into the cave. And with it, it takes the color and the glow of the flowers.
And in my mind, I'm glad we could talk like this. I hope somebody else figures out some way to connect all of us. But I ain't there a peep while we're in this place. I did not like that.
Yeah, maybe we should agree on some hand signals or something.
I think Darrow, being a soldier, is giving out like the tactical.
Yeah. Stop. Go. Yeah. And we're all standing still, just like. Xander, does your dome stop sound from getting in and out?
I don't know. I don't think so, but I could check really quick.
Yeah, consult your book. Let me know, because if it does, I think you might be casting that quite a bit for us to pop in and talk.
doesn't say. It
The
says
dome?
all other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it.
Yeah.
Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
Sound. The dome doesn't stop sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been over this a few times.
Okay.
Yes.
I would ask everyone to make a perception check.
Sure.
Please.
Okay.
I'm rolling for Black Star again.
That's fine.
Okay.
Hey, that's pretty
Great.
good. Total 19.
That's pretty good.
Hey,
me.
that's pretty good.
Did Black Star's roll come through?
Not yet, because here it is. Perception.
18.
Solid.
Okay. Xander and Blackstar both notice something interesting. It seemed as though only some of the flowers were singing, and the others remained silent. And Blackstar kind of puts up a finger for a second and takes out his mother's journal, kind of thumbs through it for a bit. Could you make an investigation check for Blackstar for me, please?
Yes. Ooh, I'll go
21.
nice.
Nice.
Rolling
Good job.
better
Good job,
for Black Star
Blackstar.
than me.
He like flips through the pages of the journal for a little bit and then kind of like gets excited for a second, but without saying anything, kind of brings the book over to each of you, kind of like all crowd around for a second. Oh,
Oh, bye. Oh, he hit the surge protector and flipped off his phone power. He was playing footsies with the surge protector and accidentally turned off his computer.
he must have been so disappointed in the moment. Oh, man. So not like in the mouth flowers, huh? Eric?
Brazier doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm fine.
He's muted.
What did I miss?
There you go. Now you're back. I stopped talking as soon as we realized you were gone.
Okay.
I was saying that Black Star was thumbing through his mother's journal and had him roll an investigation check, and then he kind of excitedly came over to the group as you kind of all huddle around, and he points at a couple of pages that are in Saralai's journal. And she has marked, she mentions the colors, blue, orange, and white, as being colors of beauty and has like a check mark next to them. And then she has the colors of red, green, and purple as being those of darkness and anger. And there's like a skull and crossbones marked next to them.
Put red, green, and purple?
Correct. Orange, blue, and white, and green, red, and purple.
And
The
the first three were of beauty.
Yeah.
And then the other three were of death, despair.
Sure. I think I said anger and death or something.
Okay.
Some are good, some are bad. So Black Star does is closes the journal, puts it away, and then does the like keep an eye out thing and like points towards a couple of the flowers that are
Oh
around.
man, Alex would be getting a kick out of this.
He would. Hand gestures and all.
Yeah.
He'll be able to do it. I don't know if we'll get to that later. I don't know if he's playing next week either, so we'll see. But there is a path ahead of you It is littered with these flowers. There is enough room between most of them for you to be able to get through. As you look further into this portion of the city, it looks like there is more and more of this moss. There's more and more of these flowers. These flowers grow taller, they're larger, and like to the point where eventually you can see, as you get kind of crest over the top of the end of this embankment, you can see out. There's almost like a valley below.
Also, I have a question for you when you're done explaining.
Sure. Go ahead.
This might answer it because of the picture. Are the flowers, and if I missed this, I apologize. Are the flowers kind of like mixed together, or is like on the right are the beautiful flowers, on the left are the bad flowers? Like, is there a kind of a pattern to them?
If you make a perception check. $13. Hard to see if they're. I mean, so it's not so distinct where it's good on one side, bad on the other side. They are intermingled. As to whether or not there's like a specific pattern to them, you're not able to discern that on a 13. But they are together. Maybe there are clusters of colors here or there, so that's kind of what's giving this wave of color that's kind of vibrantly traveling throughout. And again, when they light up, it's not bright light. It's not like torch light. It's just it's a glow. But because it's so dark in here, and this picture, obviously, the light that's not actually there. It's just so that you can see the picture. It's just enough. It would be considered dim light, but those lights are traveling, and they're traveling fairly quickly. They like kind of hover in a spot for a moment, and then they quickly like move on, and it's just those orange, blue, and white flowers that are giving off this faint glow. So the other ones are dark, and they are not joining in the singing that's going on right now.
I've paid attention to the safety thing they do on planes. The glowing, flashing lights lead you to an exit. So that's all we gotta do is follow the pulse to where we gotta go, and we'll be good.
Yep.
So
You have that the jumper.
We should install it. Get some of these flowers, bring them back. This section of the city, is it similar architecture, layout, style as the previous, as if it was originally one part of the city that's been split off, or is this like a different district where the city layout might be a little different, if there's any difference in the generic style of buildings or anything like that this would be a different, like I said, district? Or is this just so that I have in mind if there's going to be branching paths and like going through city streets like the last one, or is this a bit more is this different?
Yeah. Make another perception check for me. Good question.
Hey, there we go. There's a good roll. 26.
26. So in general, the architecture looks similar in that it's from the same age and probably constructed by the same peoples, the original Telnorians, this group of Veritas that made Telnoro, essentially. But it definitely is a different district, and it is designed differently. The layout of this portion of the city is different than the previous. It is much more linear, and that is because perhaps it was once wide and sprawling, and just like in Zone 1, where there was a giant section of stone that came down and like crushed a huge section of it and was laying at an angle, this one doesn't have that. It has what looks to be a giant section of stone that came down and cleaved the entire city in two. Like half of a mountain fell on this section, creating almost a hallway. It's a giant. It's not calling it a hallway. It's hundreds and hundreds of feet across, but it's essentially long in one direction. With the upheaval from I forget which cataclysm it was, but one of the cataclysms caused the mountains to rise where there were none, and so on and so forth. So that's what's happened here. Funny enough, a lot of the buildings here are, I would say, mostly intact, but they've been here for a long time, it seems. and they're dilapidated. There's a lot of plant growth, which is throughout the buildings themselves. So these flowers are not just on the ground; they're up on the sides of buildings, up on the top of the buildings as well. And yeah, it doesn't seem to wind as much. It does seem to be one gigantic valley that leads up and to like an area on the other side of the valley. The flowers are very, very dense and collected in the middle of this valley. And as it ascends upwards on the other side of the valley, there's a section where you can see as the light eventually travels in that direction, where there's like a large stone, whether it's part of the cave or it was a stone wall at one point. It's hard to tell from this distance, but it's almost like there's giant doors or windows that are in that wall. This is, again, it's like hundreds of feet across, hundreds and hundreds of feet, similar to the last zone that you were in. That kind of distance.
And that stuff we're only getting like glimpses of as the light lights up
Right.
certain parts of this
Correct.
big, what is essentially now just a valley that was a city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so this is less wander about and more find our way through.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see,
Okay.
you could pretty much see kind of like at where you're trying to get to, kind of.
Yeah.
Let's see. You had a pretty good perception roll? Yeah. As you're kind of examining this, some of the lights go up onto the top of one of the buildings, and you see where a low section of the cave ceiling is kind of coming down. There look to be a bunch of shadowy black things that are kind of hanging from the ceiling above one of the buildings that are just kind of swaying ever so slightly.
Hmm. I'll nudge somebody and mentally say to Xander as well, hey, look up there, there's something. Can't tell what it is from this distance, but there's, as we would assume, there's things here. Just so that I'm not the only one with eyes on whatever that is.
Sure.
So watch your
Garen can see pretty well, although things as though they're 100 feet away, which, you know,
You're not
You
going to see
wanted
a ton
to-
of details, but
Right.
you'll be able to
more detail than
see
what you can see.
things are.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to wait for the lights to, like, I don't know how cautious you guys are going to be about this section. It seems like you're being pretty cautious so far. You know, it
If
seems as though
nothing else,
the lights
Moving cautiously to not make a bunch of noise.
seem to be moving in haphazard pattern, not like an exactly predictable pattern, but like they go in this general area, then they go into this general area, then into this general area, and so on and so forth. So they will eventually go back up to where that top of the building is. So if Garen wanted to like wait for the lights to go back up there, it could have him, whoever's rolling for Garen, roll a perception check for his eyes.
Yeah.
I think take our time and slowly keep an eye on things since we have most of this area in view. Essentially,
Mhm.
take it slow, see what we can see, try and get any kind of info we can before moving forward and stumbling into something.
Yeah, makes sense. On a 10 perception for Garen with his vision, the light does go up there. It doesn't look like rags hanging from the ceiling. Looks like there might be a little bit more girth to the things that are hanging from the ceiling.
What's you call a girthy rag?
Could be
Towel.
it could
They're towels.
it could
Maybe a duvet cover.
so it could either be, it looks like they're people sized, maybe a little bit bigger than people sized actually. So it could be bodies that are hanging from the ceiling, which seems kind of odd. It could be something else.
It's a bunch of magical carpets, and we'll all get one.
I'm thinking.
found your carpet's
I'm thinking
family.
bats. I'm thinking bat people, guys.
Yeah, that's sonar or some sort of
Or-
sound spider or something.
I was gonna say, I was thinking spider, like cocoon.
But to be fair, there's already a town with spiders, so we didn't reuse the
Ooh.
idea.
He already did that once. He'll do it again.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a spider that instead of the vibrations on a web picking up movement, that picks up. It's like invisible sound web that picks up sounds and comes for us
On the flowers.
on the flowers.
All right, so fireball, right?
Ooh, burn it all to the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's been
our
my
favorite
theory.
Place.
That's my favorite things. I mean, that's been my thing since we thought about the pit, was just burn it. Burn it all.
Burn it all.
Just burn it.
Scorched
I
earth
mean,
policy.
Paying it.
No.
I don't know if we have any information to do anything other than just slowly move forward, keep an eye out for things, keep an ear out for things,
Yeah.
really
I think
just
it's fine.
cautiously move through and like try and pay attention to give it more time to watch the flowers and listen for the singing and the lights to see if there's any sort of pattern or noticeable trigger for how it moves, where it moves, what causes it to move, or what causes it in general. If we could see any source, just generic information gathering from what we
Yeah.
can see and hear as we're slowly moving through,
And
just to try and figure stuff out.
being that
going on here.
there's no way I can really communicate truly. I'm going to be like really purposeful in my steps. And I'm watching, like, trying, when I take a step, do the flowers close to me react, even if I'm in this pathway, the flowers on the edge, do I, when I take a larger step, like, just like trying to be very purposeful in my pathing and my walking.
Cool. Sure. So as that's great. I'll keep that at the back of my mind as you're continuing to move forward towards this valley of flowers in front of you. Again, they are sparse towards the outskirts. You did notice them even in the alcove that you came out of previously, but they're getting denser and denser as you're moving in towards the center of this, to the point where you're having to like turn sideways and walk a little bit so as not to touch them on the way by. I don't know if you are trying to touch them or not to touch them. I'm assuming not, because you said you're being extra cautious.
Don't touch till we have to.
Right.
I did have one extra little thought.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Just real quick, as we're moving, seeing that down in the middle of this dipping valley, that it's like full, super dense with flowers, I am also looking up on the sides of buildings to see if there's any walkways or paths or even just possible routes to be able to go up along the buildings and not go down through the valley of flowers if it's at any point possible as we come around some sort of corner. It's like, oh, well, there's kind of a couple buildings in a row there that we could maybe get across, or this or that, kind of keeping an eye out for that to possibly circumvent flower bed in the middle.
Sure. So carrying over your 26 perception, I will say that you can kind of loosely pinpoint the center of what you would call this meadow, and the thickness of the flowers. The point where the flowers are their thickest is still a gigantic range or whatever, to the point where it does reach the outside edge. So it's almost like there's a stripe in the middle where, like, no matter where you're going to go, whether it's up on buildings or whatever, you're going to be having to cross through this and try and meander. You don't, from what you see so far of walking up this, there isn't a spot that looks safer than others, necessarily. Perhaps there's something to the flowers that might be a better route than not. In any case, is everyone has out their lights? I'm assuming everyone who has
Yes.
the ready lights.
Visioner's fine. There's also other lights going on.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Right. Okay. As you get closer and closer to this massive flower bed, it starts to get to a point where you're not going to be able to proceed without, like, they're taller to the point where they're like up to your waist. And so that's why you're having to like step through. You can't really step over them unless you were like super, super, super tall. So you've now reached a point where it's too dense. You're either gonna have to. You could try and fly. And you know what? I'm not going to say that. I said I was going to stop making suggestions. I'm not making suggestions anymore. You're at a point where you can't progress without touching the flowers.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out just like a copper piece, and I'm gonna like gesture that I'm gonna throw it like really far, just into like a flower pit, so it touches the flowers, but it's kind of a distance away from us, so that way we're like we see how it reacts, and then it happens over there, and kind of shrug, see what everyone thinks. Okay,
Xander?
I'll.
Xander?
I have thoughts, but I'm trying to think of how to convey them without speaking. Um,
Xander's here.
as as he's going like in gesturing, he's gonna throw it. I'm gonna point at the I'll point at a blue flower, like almost trying to say like aim for that, like aim for a flower.
Yeah, find a blue one near us. Be like,
Yeah.
that one, no. That one, no. Blue, yes.
Yeah.
Blue over there.
Yeah.
Blue over there.
Yeah, I'll try to look among where there is a grouping of the good flowers.
Sure.
Like where I'm not trying to pinpoint. I'm a paladin. I'm not
Yeah.
a assassin or a ranger. I'm not going to pinpoint
A particular flower. But
but I'm going to be like, all right, I can baseball it.
sure. Okay. How far away? I think it's up to 60 feet you can throw this, right? Throwing items, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with accuracy, yes. Yeah.
With accuracy. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to throw it further than 60 feet without
No. To me, it's more about accuracy. 60 feet is enough distance away, because also if someone's a creature, that's still 60. They're heading that way, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what role this is because we haven't done this since like Ring of Valor. Making a
Thrown item,
improvised. It's not really a
dexterity check.
weapon, but you're just a
It's dexterity check.
just a dexterity check. Okay.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity check for me.
Either way, it's technically an improvised weapon, but also could not be.
DC's not going to be
Either way.
super high, but it's high enough because there are other flowers that are intermingled.
I'm not rolling great today.
No.
Or any of us?
I've had one good roll.
Okay.
I've been doing pretty well.
All right,
Do we have a-
rub
You
our
want-
faces in it? Come on.
Someone to do a Clovis. Someone to do guidance or bardic inspiration.
I mean,
Guidance would
it's
be
all
before
bardic
you rolled
inspiration.
it.
there's
That's-
some afterwards.
that
And
makes-
guidance
Oh,
would have
bardic.
helped. I know it's a check. Technically, it's an attack roll, but it's just checks this easier.
I mean, but it's not something he's proficient with. So, it's
yeah, but
just
it's still an attack roll. But since he's not proficient with it, he doesn't add his proficiency bonus. But it's a dexterity-based attack roll.
so is that any different than
Yeah, he's just not proficient.
It's more up to you if he's trying to like, whether you're considering it him trying to hit like with a weapon throw, or if he's just trying to aim a throw.
Yeah, he's just trying to
whether it's a
aim.
skill check versus an attack.
Yeah, he's just trying to aim. He's not trying to hit something to do damage to it. He's just trying to precisely land the coin
Yeah,
where he can. And he
So it's
rolled
more
a
of
9.
skill check then.
And he rolled a 9. You guys kind of all wait, and the coin just kind of, and as it does, it lands in a spot where the lights have gone. Or by the time the coin arrives, the lights have disappeared from that area. So you're not entirely certain where it landed. But only a second later, a sound rings out loud and true that reverberates throughout the entire cavern.
Sound you're about to play.
Here we go.
When you pause like this, I always know something's coming.
Here we go.
I just had to find.
He's pulling out the sound. It's gonna be.
I hate the title.
There's a ripple and a wave, and all of the dark flowers that are near you shudder in unison, and a cry that sounds like 1,000 voices crying out in pain ripples throughout the entire cavern. You see now as the lights kind of retract to the edges of the cavern, and then as the sound eventually subsides and disappears, The sound continues to echo throughout, and the singing eventually returns even stronger than before. The singing returns. And this time, you can very clearly hear the song that they're singing. And milliseconds following the shrieking, echoing sounds throughout the cavern is another sound. What's the matter, Eric?
It's a warden.
Is it?
This
Is it?
entire dungeon's a Minecraft dungeon.
Is it?
Yeah.
We've had an Enderman and now it's a warden.
All right, who has carpets?
Oh.
Who has leather
Crouch.
boots?
Everybody crouch. If you're 3
Yeah.
feet lower, they can't hear you.
I'm already 3 feet tall. Let's go. I'm immune.
Okay. Oh, that's bad times. Oh no.
The heartbeat sound eventually subsides. But that shrieking sound continues to echo in your minds.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I'm glad I don't know what a warden is, because I'm enjoying Eric freaking out.
It's just we've got
He's less freaking out, and I think
out.
he's just thinking that I copped out by going with Minecraft themed things.
It's more like, oh no, now I have an idea of what we might have to worry about.
It's gonna,
Mhm.
Yeah. So does that
As
mean?
in, if,
Oh my
if
god,
we
there's also
if
going to
we,
be a winner.
And also
Maybe.
and also
way,
that it's
and
going
a
to
dragon.
tear your face off if you see it.
yeah. So if it's like that, because the Enderman with the Watcher kind of worked the same way, this one, if we make noise 3 times, it'll summon the creature. So that's 1 of 3 times we've made noise, potentially. Or it might not work like that, but
Wait, I just said
But your characters don't
something
know
to
that.
think of. Sure don't. Our characters heard bad happen after
Uh-huh.
noise was made, so let's not do that again.
The silence
Okay.
follow us. The silence follows. Set another point. Damn it.
I'll turn that off.
You can't do like darkness and target
No, I can't target like an object and stays on
an
an
object.
object. That's why I was
Um,
checking.
Yeah.
Even with your dark vision and the distance of that dark vision, so I think Xander has 120 feet, right?
Yeah.
Just barely at the edge of your vision out in the middle of this meadow. As the lights return after these sounds have happened and the singing grows louder as it gets closer to you and then kind of like whooshes by you and continues on further into the meadow, you swear you see something light up. A figure standing out in the meadow. But it's maybe not quite standing. Maybe it's lumbering. It seems like I should be able to see it even when the lights go because it's within my vision range, but it's only when the light passed by that whatever this is that's slowly moving through the flowers became visible.
Okay. I mean, we have to.
Sorry, there was one other just minor
Sure.
detail. When that echoing like shriek went out throughout the cavern, there was the sound of many sets of wings up above.
What's the name of the like angel, like the alleys? It's a bunch of alleys.
LA's.
Okay.
Vexes. Yeah.
And we have to get through this meadow, right? We can't like walk. There's no way around it.
Yeah, it's flowers everywhere other than the path we've been on so far. And
Right. And
seemingly
now
on
that
the other side
ends-
there's another bit of path.
Right.
Is there, to go off what we just learned from the journal, is there any visible sort of path of blue, orange, and white that goes through this meadow that we could possibly follow and only touch those flowers? Or is there not a visible full connection of those color schemes through this solid section of flowers?
That is a fantastic question. And if you would like, you can spend 22 minutes since you made your last perception check. Go ahead and make another one.
Yeah. This is a different thing I am looking for specifically. That's a net 20 for a 28.
Nice.
Wow. 28.
Someone's rolling good, thankfully.
Silver barbs.
Red barbs. Oh man. You know what? It's a skill check. I'm just gonna juice this, even though it's at 20. I'm only adding one. That's fine. 29.
Juice this.
29.
Good.
Okay.
DC was 29.
30.
From your perspective, interesting, because
I'll even
the light
levitate and float a little bit up to get a better above view.
That's interesting as well, because your dark vision.
Just like a few feet up.
If I could,
Another red
I
light.
understand.
I
There's
just
not-
don't want to float
not-
like 50 feet up and then like, oh, a bat kills you. And I don't want. Just want to make sure I'm not going that high up.
Sure. How high up do you go?
Just like 10 feet up, like I'm
Perfect.
standing on.
Just to give you a little bit of height. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to be able to actually see over the field.
Cool. Yeah. The lights continue to swirl in and around and through, and they move out and in and whatnot. And it occurs to you now that you have this slightly elevated position, the lights that you're all holding, because you know that vision isn't a problem in this zone. At least that's what you've come to believe, because it's right. It's
Assume.
correct. It's correct. However, sorry, I don't know why I did that. the lights that you're holding are illuminating an area around your group, right? And in that area, you can see very clearly the color of all the flowers that your lights are illuminating, which makes sense. When you're using your dark vision and you're looking out, you just see a grayscale. And when the lights come through and they're traveling quickly, you can see that there is a pattern to the flowers, and it does look like there probably is a path through using white, orange, and blue. But unless you have a light source that produces light in a much further direction, or so to explain it, if you're walking forward, you can only see the color of the flowers that are however far your torchlight throws, right?
Yeah,
So-
we would need a more light to see ahead and know what path to follow versus
Or-
only 10 feet.
Right.
Right.
But keeping in mind what Xander just saw, I don't know if Xander relayed that information to the group. Actually, I think it was both of you. Both of you noticed that thing. Razir and Xander.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would have tried, like, pointing at it and, like just trying to figure out how to properly communicate.
Yeah, I would help team pantomime that there's a creature out there.
Charades.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darrow just goes.
Mm-hmm. So, while your lights may illuminate the colors of the flowers, it seems as though perhaps only the lights of... Well, you'll have to test it when you get out there, if you do. But, yeah. The path seems to be ahead of you. Should you choose to move through it?
with our light. When the coin was thrown, did we hear the sound of the coin hitting the ground and then the shrieking happened?
No.
We didn't hear the coin. So it was it hitting something caused the shrieking in whatever flower it hit. Okay. So the coin might have made noise, but we didn't hear it over here. So it's something interacting with the flowers.
Well, also I'll say you heard this. We said it hitting the ground, like you didn't hear a tink tink tink. You heard like a thatch sound of it hitting foliage of some kind.
I'm going to look for the nearest blue, orange, or white flower and look to the group and be like, this one, touch it and see.
Thumbs up.
Because we gotta before we dive headfirst into a spot that might have a creature, we gotta see if our theory is correct of if we can safely walk through the 3 good colors without them shrieking.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if the assumption's correct, then the other 3 colors, the red, green, and purple, would be an alarm, basically.
We just need to. I just realized we do have a carpet too, so we can avoid the shriekers.
We do also have a floating carpet bridge.
Oh yeah, the crimson carpet as well. Yeah.
Yeah. There is also always the option of everybody in the bag and somebody casts fly and just flies over top. But the bats make me think that might not be a good idea.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I want to stay low for this one.
And to me, if there's purposeful design of good flowers, I think it's just like that's the option.
That's what you want to do.
So yeah, but
I didn't say anything this time. I said nothing.
No,
yeah,
I know.
No, we're
making that assumption based off the details.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Sit there and look
you
pretty.
You gave us
Tim.
the potential threat of up above with the bats and stuff. Yeah. One final thing before I touch this, I want to look and check what colors of flowers there are, and if there's anything outside of these 6 flowers that are.
Ooh, that's a fair question. Notebook. That's a good question.
Sure.
If those 6 colors are the only ones we see, or if there's others, because it could be one of 2 things depending on the answer here.
Okay. Yeah, we'll carry through your 29 perception, and it is only these 6 colors.
Okay, cool. Because if it was more than that, it could have been the assumption. We could have gone off the thought that maybe these were the only 6 she tried before getting through, if there were others, and then we would have to trial and error other colors. But if there are only these 6, she's done all the testing for us, and we stick to what she said, which is those 3 good colors, 3 bad colors.
She made it out of here alive. So
alive and made it to the 3rd zone, apparently. Yeah. At least briefly.
Yeah. At least we think
she's the goat.
She's the goat and lived to like 90 years old as a young mother. Young mother of 90 or whatever it was. Okay, so I'll go over to the nearest blue, orange, or white flower, whichever is closer. Blue, sure. Let's just pick a color. And I'll just kind of like gently brush along the flowers and kind of move them a little bit gently, just to see if me interacting, if I had to. Okay.
The flowers that you're touching immediately open their mouths, begin glowing apart from the pattern, and the pattern off in the distance stops. It stops moving entirely. The lights are still aglow. The ones that you're touching light up, their mouths open, and they shift towards you and start like they're flowers, but they are like as far as they can. They're outstretching and singing at you at this point.
Keep my digits away from those mouths.
Mm-hmm. You don't see any teeth on the inside.
Okay. That's.
Mm-hmm. It's just mouths.
Old
yeah,
people
it's flower
Old
mouths.
flowers.
Old flowers.
No dentures.
Song.
Does the shriek happen?
No.
Okay.
Did you touch one of the other colored flowers by accident?
No, definitely not.
Singing continues at you. The light that's off in the distance, after it waits a good 10, 20 seconds, instead of moving quickly, starts to like slowly move now across the meadow and is heading in your direction. As though
I'll give
there's
it a second to make sure it's definitely not doing some like slow happens to be coming toward us and then veers. But if like a second, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi of directly at us, I will move away and stop touching the flowers.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you do that, and there's not, without being trying to make it all difficult and everything, there's not a whole lot of room to move around over here. You're still like you got as far as you could, like having to work your way through flowers and everything. So you move away as quickly as you can, and the flowers start to speed up, and you've moved out of the way in time, barely, as all the light comes over and just rests, and it is now a chorus that it's all the flowers are leaning close in the direction of where you were standing and where you touch those flowers, and they stay there for a good minute, and they're not moving until the whole rest of the cavern is now pitch black except for this beacon. But sight isn't that big of a deal in this zone.
Does it give us haste?
No.
Okay.
Jumpers.
Okay.
So now you know what might happen.
Yeah. All right, so this is a matter of staying on the safe path, but doing so quickly to not be caught up with whatever this unseen thing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll say 30 to 40, 50 seconds, somewhere in that range. The flowers eventually give up their leaning in and being enthralled with whatever that was. Nothing else happens. And then they resume their flying out to the rest.
Okay.
Seems as though they enjoyed your touch.
Don't.
Old toothless flowers, Razier. They're in just your age range, man.
I hate this. I hate that. I choose to move on from that and not acknowledge it. All right, so do we have a light source that could light up more of the area to be able to see potentially the full path we need to take? Or if not, we have to, what's our biggest light we have to illuminate as much as possible of ahead to be able to see a path? Because I think once we start going, we have to keep going until we're fully through and not linger in one spot for long at all.
I have
You got anything?
I have Sunbeam, but it's not like that's a 6th level spell that I really would rather not burn. I don't have Dancing Lights because I have
a minute, right?
Yeah. I don't have Dancing Lights because I have Dark Vision, so I don't really think about using it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dancing Light sucks anyway. Light is better.
Although Dancing Lights does let you put multiple points.
Yeah.
Daylight's a 5th or 6th level spell, or no,
Third.
7th. Oh, is it only 3rd?
Yeah, just want to
I have Sunbeam. I don't have Daylight.
What's the range on it though?
If you choose to point on an object, then you are. Oh, I can do it on an object just like darkness.
Oh, what's the range for light it gives?
It's a 60-foot radius. That's huge.
Of bright light,
Right
and
on it,
then no any dim light past that, or just the 60-foot
yeah.
bright light?
Dim light an additional 60 feet.
Oh wow.
That's a lot.
Dim light, you can still see shades of color, right? As long as it's
Yeah,
not
because
dark
the only
vision.
reason
No.
when we're in darkness we're not able to see shape
Yeah.
of color is because of our dark vision.
Right,
which is
so
in black
you'd
and
still be
white.
able to see. So that's essentially 120 feet radius of seeing color. How far is this solid patch of flowers? What's it look like, the give or take distance from one end to the other of the, until we see? Because you did say there's another like clear path on the other side, right? That we're kinda
It starts to
looking
thin
aim
out.
for?
Starts to thin out, and then there's an embankment that goes up towards whatever this stone wall-looking thing is. And again, buildings all throughout, but it's a big open area in the middle. Probably about 400 to 500 feet.
Okay. So unless we have some crazy thing, I think that if you're willing to do it, that'd be our best bet for seeing as far ahead as possible.
Verbal components.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was also looking at.
Are you guys having this
maybe
conversation?
casting
By the way?
silence earlier, but that's also verbal.
We're having this
components.
conversation out of game.
Character, yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna metagame.
and then we'll figure out how we communicate it in game. Because normally I just look at everybody's spell list and see what they have, but Clovis doesn't work that way because he's got all the things available to him.
I have all the clerics and sorcerer spells.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I pull up those spell lists and I look at stuff, or I just think, oh, do I have that spell? Look at it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Chris.
I'm since we're just kind of sitting here and like all that happened though, I'm just kind of like, I opened the bag like.
Or even if we pull back a bit, is there an area where we could put out the hole that we could all hop in and talk? Because the bag would be really cramped.
Pull back quite a bit to get 10 by 10. Yeah, a full 10 by 10.
I mean,
we don't have time to do that anyway. We're not really in a rush, right?
Yeah, we haven't triggered anything that's forcing us to be quick yet. So I think we would do that, open up the hole, and we could all hop in the hole and sit and actually talk this over and share thoughts.
Oh,
That's actually, I mean, somebody would have to stay outside to. Like,
yeah, I do think I was going to agree with you, Jason. I do think someone has to stay outside. So.
If we're serious about talking it over.
Garen, maybe, yeah. If he doesn't have, whichever one of us has no idea or any thoughts, they can stay outside, periodically poke their head in. You guys still talking? Okay, I'll wait.
Just poke your head in. Just
Garen or Blackstar, just simply because they're not here.
Yeah, that's partly why I said Garen. Yeah.
Yeah, so. He typically waits for us to come up with ideas, and then, all right, that's what we're doing. I'm going to do things now. So. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we can actually talk about what we're doing and plan and be like, all right, these are the thoughts I've been having in case my pantomiming has been subpar.
All right, yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so you back up probably about 60 or 70 feet from where you were to get to a full 10 by 10 area. It's stone, a little bit of moss here and there, but you're able to flatten it out and not be touching any flowers. The hole is at your disposal.
I jump in.
Yeah, yep. We'll go.
I think we'll hop in real quick. Good thinking here, Darrow.
Yeah. Before I jump in, I point to Zandy. Bags to Garen.
Oh, right.
We're not
because I would like his opinion too.
Okay.
I didn't forget he wasn't here
for the second time in one session.
Yeah.
Yep. So take the bags off, hand them to Garen, and everybody else jumps in the hole.
And I'll have my bag too. Well, I just figured I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie. That was an awful sound. I hated all of that, and I don't know what to do.
I mean, I think we've been quite fortunate here in having Blackstar having your mother's journal, because it seems to have given us exactly the information we needed for this area, with which color the flowers are.
Right?
He would totally say that. Exactly the colors of flowers that are safe to walk on, but none of this stuff is quite safe, but it's ain't gonna trigger nothing. So,
but it seems like we have to move quick.
Yeah, I gave it a few seconds. I'm sure y'all saw, but whatever focus into that light is. Whatever we can't see is moving through this place, or watching through this place, or listening through this place, whatever it is. Yeah, once we start going through them flowers or in the middle of them, we got to keep going.
The question I have about that, do we go as a group all at once? Do batches?
I think we have to go as a group.
I think all at once, yes. Splitting up, it's 400 or 500 feet is a long way to go solo, and that's
why I said batches instead of doing groups of 2, 3.
I mean, even as a group, I think if things go badly, we want to be all together to use something to get out or fight or protect or whatever it is. Splitting up is, I think, not in our best interest here.
All right.
At least that's what I'm thinking. Zanlier, you got anything fancy on you that could light up more areas so we could plan out our route, or anything that might come to mind with what we've gathered here for information on what we've got to do? And
is a fantastic question, Rizia. I will have to examine what's at my disposal, and I'll get
Like
back
some
to
sort
you.
of super drift globe or something that's got like hundreds of feet of light, or I don't know.
Or a thing that just solves every problem.
Yeah, you know.
Balls of lightning. Let's see,
It solves some problems, but not this problem.
magic
Solves every problem.
missiles. We've got it's not really very helpful. Spells. Let's
I
see
mean-
here.
Maybe I could cast minute meteors and like just throw them into a distance, like so they won't hit the ground.
Do they dissipate after a certain distance, or do they?
I mean,
Well, you just choose a point and they reach that point and kind of pop.
oh, I
something?
actually don't have it on me.
No.
Never
Ah,
mind.
well then.
But
I thought I did. All of Felix's pandering to my bonus action for melts minute meteors made me think that I had it.
I could do casting light and daylight at the same time. There's only one of those is concentration.
Yeah, but the light spell isn't as far, right?
Daylight is just 10 feet. So it's just like we couldn't make like a few spots up ahead. And then again, it's only 120 feet range. After that,
Oh.
it disappears. So daylight goes as far.
The light cantrip, does that take? Does that need you to be touching it?
Where is light?
Light.
You touch
Touch.
one object first. Literally,
Okay, you do
first
have to touch
words.
it. Yeah, because if you didn't have to touch it, you could be like just hitting a flower ahead.
That's
and
partly
making,
why
but
I
yet.
So
why I thought
you
of dancing light, because I could create spots of light up ahead, move them.
why?
Mm-hmm.
Why not, Jason?
So light sticks light onto an object.
Yeah.
Could we just light
A
the
coin
magic
and
carpet?
give it to him. Is it more than 10 feet in diameter?
That's a good
Is
question.
it
The magic
more than 10
carpet.
feet in diameter?
How
Tim?
big is the carpet?
I was thinking of other things. Is the magic carpet more than 10 feet in diameter?
Yeah.
Like,
Radius is half, diameter is total.
So from end to end, the long way, is it more than 10 feet long?
is it more
Yeah.
than 10 feet long? No.
No, then yeah, do light
Okay.
on the carpet.
You could 2 light on the carpet, so that it could float ahead. If we do daylight, because it's only a 3rd level spell, that's probably worth spending here. So we'd have a good chunk of distance of light from that. The carpet could be outside that range to give us a little bit more. It could sweep back and forth over right above the flowers to not be touching them, but also give us a bit more, just a little bit more range of where to see. So that gives us 130 feet. No, it's a 10-foot radius, right? So
For
140
light,
feet.
it's 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. Okay, so it'd be
20-foot
40
radius
more
of
feet.
bright light and another 20 foot of dim light.
Oh. So it'd be, ooh. That's adding up. So that's 80 feet on top of the 120 feet. So that's 200 feet of light we could see out. That's approaching half of the.
Just
the
one
way we
thing,
have to
because
take.
yeah, we did, but in dim light we have disadvantage of perception check, so we might not actually be able to see the flowers well enough.
That's true. So we could pull that back, but either way, it is an extension of our visible light
And
for being
when
able to see color.
you add like dim light, does it create bright light?
I don't know if there's rules for that. I don't remember
Yeah.
hearing
All right.
rules for that. I think that would be up to GM discretion. Either way, I think light on the carpet, and if Darrow is willing to have the carpet floating out ahead.
I mean, even somebody could even
could
ride
add
it
to-
out ahead, and point things out.
I don't know. I don't think.
How's actually speaking of that? How's everybody's perception? Is because compared to mine, I've got an 8.
Got 4.
I'm pretty up there. Okay, so I've got the highest perception. So I might turn into a balloon that somebody's pulling. I'll levitate the 10 feet up I did before, so I can have a good view over top as somebody is pulling me along. So I can be like, have a better view of the colors and the lights, and be like, okay, this way,
Xander
that
can
way,
be
this route goes that way.
Yeah, Xander could be in front, and you can communicate to him via your mind.
Yes, without having to stalk, and then everybody just has to follow Xander.
Yeah.
With Garen or Darrow immediately, like hand on the shoulder, immediately behind him to keep the wizard in front safe. But that
attack,
okay,
pulls
that
a
works.
wizard.
That sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay,
it.
so we've got so just to sum it all up for you, Tim. We've got a combination of Razir on a string to see it up above. We've got the daylight spell cast on an object, whatever's up front. We're going to be in a very tight line. We're aiming to stay on the correct color path. So the daylight gives 60 foot bright, 60 foot dim.
Yep.
Ahead of us because it's a radius, so both ways. We're going to also have light on the carpet, which somebody could ride, which is another 20 foot bright, 20 foot dim in both directions, so that could overlap the daylight spell or be ahead of it for just extra. It's just an extra roving back and forth light to give us a bit more further ahead vision of what colors and planning out paths. So
and just for the like stacking light levels, I looked at some like if there's a rule for it. Doesn't seem to be one, but an example they give why when it works, like if you have 2 flashlights pointing at the same spot, and there are like the same light levels, it's not gonna make it brighter. So I feel like you shouldn't create bright light.
yeah. So
Still,
however
Let's
you
do it,
want to play that.
gamers.
However you want to rule on that.
Trying to
The carpet's
be
just
nice.
an extra roving light to give us a bit more foresight on
Okay.
path
and
finding.
what's the light that you, so
And
you're going to
then-
be floating ahead, and what are you looking at, or what light are you using that's giving you 60 feet?
It's
the
just
daylight.
whoever's up front. So Xander would be probably have something on him that has the daylight spell that is the 60 feet forward and back.
Okay,
Of
and
right,
the
and
carpet
then
will
another
be
60
on
dim.
will be beyond that, and we'll
Up
give
ahead,
you.
Yeah, just for a little bit of extra further planning for following the colors properly.
Yeah,
I'm a bit
gotcha.
higher just to see the path better, and I can mentally communicate silently to Xander.
I know we
Which
talked
way to
about
go.
having maybe someone on the carpet. That might not be a good idea since we were having a hard time like communicating with each other if one of us is.
Yeah,
sure.
My carpet
Fine.
also doesn't say anything about being able to carry people. So
Oh, okay.
No, there's also that. All right.
That's true. Also, your connection with it, do you have to verbally command it what to do?
we
Do you have
we have
anything
not
on
worked.
that?
I don't think besides the base details, there hasn't been really any.
It's a flying carpet.
Sentient flying carpet.
That's on D&D Beyond, right? It's a standard item.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's an
Oh, it's
item that's
actually-
typically not like sentient, like his kind of is.
So right.
Yeah, and
you
it's-
don't have a mental connection with it, so it definitely would need to be verbal, normal amount
Okay,
of.
so I think nobody, unless if you're
Or
on it,
we
you can
could-
kind of direct it, or just before we leave the hole, we get light on it, and then you say, "Hey, we're gonna cast a light. Try to stay ahead of the light to give us a bit more light." You just give it that
Or
general
just
command of.
instead of someone. I know only lasts for a minute. Mage hand. Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say just have a mage hand up ahead with like a coin that casts light on it, but that lasts for a minute. Then we'll just drop the
And
coin.
it's
and it's
and
on.
mage hand is kind of slow.
Yeah.
Right. I think if we're gonna have anybody on the magic carpet, it'd be Clovis because he's small enough. But I don't know if we need it. I think just the general tell the carpet to stay ahead of the light and extend the light a little bit and kind of move back and forth to light up the area. I think that's our game plan. We've got light. We've got somebody up high, up like 10 feet up to have a better look at the route.
Yeah.
Um,
I just said, how tall are the flowers?
At their tallest, they're I know why you're
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, at their tallest, they're probably like 2.5 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at this guy.
man, this is gonna be a ketchup and a half of time. Oh, he's got no light. Oh gosh.
He's doing blackface, guys.
Wow.
Hello,
Um,
Alex.
Hey guys,
Hey,
Dude, Alex, you've missed so much.
did I die?
No.
Not yet.
yet.
you're about
None
to
of us
die.
have
You're on
yet
your
died.
last death save.
Ha,
Great.
No,
not quite.
you're just
All
stopping
right,
in to say
field of
hi.
flower. We've got a field of flowers. We have to be quiet. We can't talk or make noise. We got to follow the right color path that we found from your mother's journal, and we got to make some light to see the actual colors versus the dark vision, no colors.
And we met a giant octopus who gave us fish.
He did give us fish, and he
Oh.
healed us all.
That's
We're
sweet
trying
of
to
him.
find a path through this meadow of colorful flowers that stay on the good flower colors. We've rigged a whole group setup where we've got a bunch of lights, and we're gonna try and like silently, mentally call out paths between me and Xander to move through this thing. And we also have to do so quickly because as soon as we touch these flowers that have mouths, and by the way, a light zones in on that spot, and we don't want to find out what that does.
What
And
happens
we touch
when
the
you're-
wrong flowers. There's a scream that happens, and it's
Something
terrifying.
I completely forgot to ask Jason. Rary's telepathic bond, or just straight up telepathic bond. Do you have that in your spell book? Not even prepared, just in your spell book.
No.
No,
It's ritual.
yeah, that's why I was asking.
We meant to ask
That was
Alex
me.
if he's actually here to play or if he's here to just pop in and say hi and then peace out.
Yeah, well, I'm done for the evening, so I was like, I wonder if they're still playing.
We are
It's for a little
indeed
bit.
here. Quick question. How many hours would you say that you have all been down in the pit total?
Total,
Uh,
we took a long rest, so that's 8. We took a short rest, that's 9. And then for the
I-
extension,
I mean, we're
been
probably pushing like
hour-
17, 18 hours.
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15. Depending on how long we were in the water for, like 16 plus hours.
My stomach blown up at that time.
Awesome. I got the same number. I got 16. So I wanted to make sure that we were all on the
Yeah,
same
but
page.
Eric was faking it. You checked your notes before.
I don't have it in my
Faking
notes.
accounting.
I don't have it in my notes. But during this conversation, Xanladir. Oh, tell me, man, I'm spoiling everything if I say this. So, which of the spells that lets you communicate with someone at long distance is the one that's short range, and which one is the long range one?
So
Short range
message is
is
short
message.
range, sending is long range.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
message is a cantrip.
Right. during your conversation, Xanladir kind of like listening and nodding along and like putting in his 2 cents occasionally here and there, and then kind of like looks to the side and like puts his hand up to his head and like is nodding for a moment. And then he like stops for a second and like looks up at the rest of you.
They hit the second tower.
And so yes, I'm safe. Yes, we're almost done. What do you mean? It's been more than 2 weeks since I've been back. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Ah!
Oh man.
Wait, what happened?